Guys, welcome back here to the Fishing Teacher, and really appreciate you guys coming by the channel to hang out with me a little bit. And at the time of filming this video, guys, it's the 1st of June, or actually the 1st of June is tomorrow. And I want to talk about one of my favorite pitching and flipping lures for the month of June. And I've got several. There's several that I like to use in June, but one in particular is the full-size Brushog. It really works good this time of year. And I sort of want to go over the conditions that it works in and sort of give you guys some tips and advice on how I like to fish it. It's a big fish lure, guys. It's been catching them forever. So we're going to dig into that in today's episode here. And also, guys, if you're interested in trying out a Zoom Brushog, I'll put my Zoom Brushog link and my Tackle Warehouse link in the description of this video. If you guys would like to get some Brushogs, it's a good way to support the channel and get you some good baits too. And also, guys, real quick, we've got one more day, or actually at the time I filmed this video, this is the last day of the spring fishing sale on my Solar Bat Series signature glasses, my RB2s and 3s. 40% off right now, guys, including prescription lenses. So that link will be in the description of the video if you guys would like to get some of those. So really appreciate that. Okay, we talk about different baits. One of the things I've talked about a lot on all of my channels the last year or so is that every single month has a different bait that works better for pitching and flipping, which is one of my favorite ways to catch bass. And this is actually going to work good even if you're not pitching and flipping, even if you're casting into shallower water. We're specifically talking about the Brushog today in water depths of less than 5 feet. And based upon the water temperature, the time, the daylight hours, throughout the course of the year, some are longer, some are shorter, the progression of the bass in relationship to the spawn, now we're getting into the early summer patterns. Most of the fish are done spawning, and they prefer different lure profiles and different lure categories at different times of the year. And for whatever reason, guys, a full-size Brushog, they make 4 different sizes of the Brushog. This is the big one here. The full-size Brushog is one of my favorite lures to use in the month of June. In a lot of different conditions, this is what makes the Brushog really good, is that it's a very diverse bait in terms of the type of cover you're fishing and water clarity. Here is sort of what I go to, or how I look for, or my flipping and pitching, progression during, this time of year. When I'm flipping and pitching in June, a lot of it depends on the type of cover that I'm flipping and the depth of the water in that cover, whether it's like flooded cover or, water visibility of a foot or water visibility of 3 or 4 foot. One of the things that I have found out about a Zoom Brushog is it has a water clarity window that it will surprise you a little bit. You would think that the big bait like this would be good fishing in, like really shallow, dirty water. I don't do that good on a full-size Brushog in that shallow, dirty water. For me, the Brushog, I want to have water visibility of around 2 to 4 feet. Now, I think a lot of this has to do with the fact that they get a visual on this bait, and the Brushog looks very realistic and natural in the water. So in water visibility of 2 to 4 foot, when that Brushog's down on the bottom like that, and those fish are looking at it, there's a lot there for them. It's like, what the heck is that? There's like a tail there, there's some flapping legs there, there's this and that. There's a lot of stuff for the bass to take in when they see this thing. And I think for whatever reason, the look of a Brushog is very visually appealing to the fish. And I have actually had better success on a Brushog in a little bit cleaner water versus the little bit stained water. So that 2 to 4 foot water visibility is sort of my window for a Brushog. Another thing about a Brushog is I really like it a lot in flooded cover. And in June, we do have a lot of flooded cover in a lot of lakes. It's water's flooded in the willow trees or the bushes. It works really good in flooded situations like that. A Brushog is really good in the month of June if you have any type of emergent vegetation like, say, lily pads or reeds or cattails. It works really good in that. It is a great bait to flip and pitch around boat docks or lay down trees, anything like that, if you have that right water visibility window. Now, one thing that I'll give you, let me give you a little piece of advice on the Brushog here. A lot of this has to do with the rate of fall, about the fish getting on this thing. And I have tried about every sinker weight that you can imagine as far as size goes on it. Of course, here comes the helicopter as soon as the video starts, guys. Comes right over our house every time here, so sorry about that. But anyway, the sinker size on the full-size Brushog that I get more bites on more than anything else is a 3/16 ounce sinker, which is fairly light. Now the 3/16 ounce sinker, it's heavy enough. It's a pretty heavy bait even with nothing on there. So the 3/16 ounce sinker gets the tails slapping pretty good, yet it's not a real fast fall. It's, you know, it's a nice glide to it like that. And I'm usually using like a 4/0 straight shank Gamakatsu worm hook on the thing. But 20-pound test line or 25, 3/16 ounce sinker. And if you're flipping any type of cover that's not like super thick, say for example, you're pitching underneath a dock or you're flipping into a lay down tree or down the side of a log, always go with the 3/16 ounce sinker. And even if I'm flipping flooded cover, say I'm flipping flooded bushes, if those bushes are not real gnarly, I still stay with the 3/16, even with the, you know, the flooded cover. The only time that I'll go heavier is like if the cover is really, really thick, or if the wind's blowing hard, or say for example, you know, there's 5 or 6 feet of water flooded in the bushes and I need to get it down deep. But if my setup is 3/16 flip and stick, 20, 25 pound test, fluorocarbon line with the setup. And there's 2 different colors that I like. Green pumpkin, obviously you can't go wrong with it. This is probably my favorite, guys. This is called the watermelon candy here. I catch a lot of bass on watermelon candy. Watermelon candy is one of my favorite colors that Zoom makes in about anything that they got. So anyway, guys, just a couple quick tips. Give it a try. Really good bait in the month of June for pitching and flipping. It is also a really good bait for Carolina rigging. And it's also a good bait if you cut it in half for a football head jig trailer. A lot of guys use this thing as a trailer for a football head jig. It's a big meaty profile, just a fish catching bait. So anyway, guys, Tackle Warehouse link in the description to my brush hogs. Get you some and hope it helps you catch some good ones.